What's up, fossil friends? It's Fossil Dad, and I'm in my fossil lab. And you know what? I've decided to give you guys a real quick lesson on how to make an Ammolite gemstone. So come on in. Come on in. The first thing you're going to need to do, of course, is you're going to need to find some ammonite. So we've got a little bit of ammonite here. I'm going to spray this. So see, definitely some good color. So what I'm looking for right away when I cut stuff is I'm looking for gemstone quality. So I'm looking for stuff that I could buff down, process, and cut into gemstone. So I'm going to be cutting off here. I'm going to also cut this end off here. We're going to save this piece. So this is primarily going to be the area, my gemstone. I'm going to isolate that and we're going to cut it. Okay, so that's that piece there. We'll do a couple pieces here. This piece, the same idea, not too bad color, definitely needs to be processed. I'm going to cut straight through here. There's the inclusion, and then I'm going to trim here. So, you know, guys, the more work that you do here, the better cuts that you make, the less work you're going to have later on down the road. That's how it works. So let's grab another piece here. So this guy here, spray a little bit of water on it. Now I'm looking for dead zones. I'm also looking to make sure that it's nice and even. So this one here shows a massive curve. And so if I decide to coat that gemstone, of course, all of that resin is going to pool. So I'm going to want to cut this to make it flat. So we're going to cut it right along the inclusion right there and make two gemstones out of it here. This guy, the same thing, a little thick chunk, really thick aragonite at the top. Really going to have to work hard on the arbor to get that down, but we'll take you through that process as well. We're just going to want to cut it so it's nice and even, about right there, straight across. Okay, so that one's a piece of cake. And this little triangle right here. Not too bad color. Definitely a little bit of calcite up there. We can definitely try to get rid of that. You know, big angle there. So I'm going to probably cut it right along here. I can try to work with this piece, and this piece I know is flat. So, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our safeties on, and we're going to get going. So we're going to turn on our 6-inch grinding saw. Okay, so bear with me, a little bit of noise here. And again, remember, you're not cutting, you're grinding. So push gently, push straight, keep it nice and even. Okay, I'm just taking my pieces to the side. Remember, we're going to cut that little bit off there. Okay, and again, we're saving everything. Now, again, that's way too thick. So now we're going to find out the angle, and we're going to go straight down. And we want to isolate that gemstone. Again, you're pushing nice and slow and even. You're not trying to force it. You'll hear it in the blade if you're forcing it. Okay, there we go. And so now we're a little bit thinner now, obviously. So I'd saved myself a hell of a lot of work. And now we're going to cut that right through the middle. Okay, so these two gemstones we're going to set off to the side, and now we're moving on. So this piece here, remember, we're going to cut right through the inclusion. And I'm going to turn it around, isolate the gemstone side, flip it over. And now we have a nice smaller piece. I'll just even that side out there. Get rid of my matrix. Again, turn it over. Nice even piece. Measure it out. And I'm using the water line of the saw itself to help determine where I'm cutting. And we pull it back. And again, now I'm flipping it around a little bit on that edge so I can even that out with the lapidary. There's our little guy here. Rid of that here. Now I'm flipping this over a few times because I want to see where the curve of the actual gemstone is, and that's what I want to isolate. So this one I'm taking in slow because it was angled coming in, it wasn't flat, and so let the grinding saw do its work. There we go, my matrix. And now I've isolated that gemstone. And then here's this piece, of course, this curve, right through there, right through that inclusion. And now we've got a flat piece. Maybe I can cut this down a little bit there. And again, any matrix that I can cut off here saves me time when I'm over in the lapidary. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll take that down. And this guy, remember, we just wanted to isolate the top. And so now I'm just cutting through. And there we go. So now, oh, you know what? Turn her back on. Here we go. Let's save ourselves a little bit of time. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our freshly cut raw Ammolite gemstones. And now I'm going to take these guys over and we're going to cut down the corners and get rid of all those sharp edges on the lapidary wheel. So here we go.